Yes. Anyway, so the kind of yoga I teach is Vinyasa Yoga. I don't know if you're familiar, but it's basically just we move from one thing to another. And I always like to start with a little seated section, usually at the beginning, to kind of just get a bit of. Have you done yoga before? I guess you have. Yes. Oh, right, a wee bit. Okay, cool. So I didn't put anything in too crazy today because I didn't want to. I didn't know who would be here. So, but everyone will get something out of it. I would suggest to start maybe sitting like this with what we call Virasana, which is sitting on the heels. And the reason I like this is because it gives you the opportunity to really easily find a long spine. Hello, come in. Yes, no worries. There was a bit of a misunderstanding with the kind of stuff. There's yoga mats here if you like. Sure. Okay. Oh, it's very heavy, very heavy. Cool. I don't know. We'll work something. We have to just decide whether it's going to be upstairs or in here for next time, and then just like tell everyone. And it's just because we kind of made it, and there was a girl up there, whatever. So yeah, here we are. Anyway, let's get started sitting in Virasana. And why don't we start with the hands on the body? So one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. And close your eyes if that feels okay for you. And if you'd rather not, then you can just look at the floor just in front of you. But we start by bringing the attention inwards. So we will get into quite dynamic movement during the class today. But like I say, it's good to start with just bringing your focus in towards the body. We want to like set a boundary between what we've been doing so far during the day and what we're going to do now, which is a practice of bringing together body and mind. So with your hands on the body, I really like this position because you can get a sense of feedback of the movements of the breath. And I should say also, if this position becomes uncomfortable at any point in time, then of course you can shift, don't suffer. But let the palms of your hands be super sensitive. And just let your attention rest lightly on the movements of the breath in the body. You might feel the breath explicitly moving up and around the chest, maybe under the hand which is resting near the belly. And that might help you also to feel how the movements of the breath affect also other parts of the body. There's no wrong and right answer. It's just, where do you feel it? And so we're wanting to notice the quality of the breath. Without judgment, there's no right or wrong way of breathing, ever. Just notice how full the inhale is, how smooth the exhale is, and the relationship between the inhale and the exhale. You might notice the transitions between the breath. We tend to categorize, we're encouraged to think in this analytical way. We tend to categorize the breath into inhale and exhale. But notice that it's actually more of a continuous cycle, very natural, very organic, much like most things in life. This practice today for me was inspired by this time of year, which is Easter time, which is celebrating nature's rebirth. In the same way that Our breath always comes back. The inhale is always reborn after each exhale. Nature flourishes after the dark months. And so it all moves. I really find that nature can teach us a lot. So just for maybe 3 more cycles of breath, we'll come back to that noticing of this throughout the practice, but just see if you can let the breath move a little bit deeper, a little bit smoother. Feel that you've got that continuous motion, that momentum moving through you all the time, even when we don't notice. So take one more breath in. Exhale, take your hands down onto the floor beside you. Inhale, we'll reach the hands up towards the sky. Lengthen through both sides of the waist. And then as you exhale, dive the hands back down but alongside your hips. So you're going to fold down into a child's pose. And we'll stay here just for, let's say, 3 more breaths. Feel how the back of the ribs get filled up with breath. As the belly and the thighs press against each other in this position, the breath is driven to the back of the rib cage as well. Yeah. And the body becomes small and compact like a seed which we can plant in the earth. This is where, if you like, you can do this thing we sometimes do in a yoga class, which is set an intention. Or, just have something in your mind of how you would like practice to be for you today. I want it to be easy, or I want to really push myself, or I want to just abide in my body, or I want to forget the thing I've been working on all day today, or whatever it is. Now is a time where you can just go, okay, that's how I'm gonna do today's thing. And then that seed is planted in our body, in the earth, and then we water it with breath. So take an inhale. And then exhale. Press your feet down into the floor, and then on the inhale, we're going to reach the arms up and even press the feet down into the floor so that we lift all the way up. The exhale, we'll take the hands down onto the floor. So we land in a tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders. And here we start to straight away rock the hips forward and back in a circular motion. So grip the yoga mat nicely with your fingers so that you've got a good foundation. We don't want too much weight going down through the wrists. We want to feel like the hand is strongly gripping the floor. Okay, good. And it's just starting to ease into things, right? So you can go in one direction and then in the other direction. Feel if there are any creaky parts of the body, they start to kind of unravel. Good. Then we can isolate it just into one hip. So we take the right knee and draw a circle with that. Good. See if you can keep everything else in the body totally still. So the 2 hips are square towards the floor, 2 shoulders as well. Good. Go in the other direction, 3 circles here. And then as you inhale, extend your leg out towards the sides, and then we'll place the sole of the foot down onto the floor. So it's right outside. Yes. Good. This is where you would have turned around already. Hey. Okay, good. So press down the outside edge of your foot here so the inner arch of your foot is lifting. Cool. And then inhale, send your chest forward. Exhale, we walk back with the hips towards the heels. If you like, you can creep your fingers forward a little bit if that feels like it would be a good thing to do. Pressing into the outer edge of the foot, so the inner edge of the thigh is just going to ease open, stretch open. You could imagine the breath traveling up the inner seam of the leg so that you can feel that it unravels you. Feel that every breath starts to open you up just a little bit more. Take one more exhale. Inhale, walk the hands back up towards you. And then take them up onto your hips. So we're going to come up here into this like gate shape. Inhale, take your right hand down your right leg. So you're going to look opposite to me. And then left arm up and over. So we stretch all the way from the left knee to the left hip to the left shoulder. Inhale here and then exhale, left hand to the floor, right hand up and over. So drive down into the outside edge of that right foot, the pinky toe side of the foot pressing down, and it's like a line from your foot to your hip to your shoulder to your arm. Inhale, come back up again, and then exhale, both hands to the floor. Right knee come back down underneath you. You come back into this tabletop position. We'll go on to the other side. The left leg is going to draw the circle. So you do the circle first. Yeah. Just to get into the hip too. In both directions. And then you can extend the foot out towards the side. So kick the leg all the way out. Put the outer edge of the foot down onto the floor. So maybe walk the hands forward like a hand print, and then let your hips sink back down towards your heels, or to your right heel. Good, yeah. So there's, again, this isn't like a formal posture. There's not really a right or wrong way to do it. A couple of things that you can think about is the outside edge of the foot pressing, the waist being long, the breath traveling from your palms all the way up the sides of the waist in towards the body. And the breath being a little bit deeper. Good. Stay for an exhale. Inhale, come forward towards the hands, and then walk your weight all the way back. So you're going to take the hands back up onto the hips. First of all, we take the left hand down the left leg. Open up the right side of the body. Exactly. Opening up to the window. Beautiful. So that way. Yep. Exactly. You got it. I know I'm showing the opposite, which is confusing. I'll fix that from now on. Exhale, take the right hand to the floor, left hand up and over. So think about like a triangle shape. You can think about even the hips going forward a little bit. That will create a little bit more length out of the low body. Good. Punch a hole in that wall. Okay. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, both hands to the floor. Take your left knee back underneath you and come back through child's pose. Already here you might feel like things are starting to be irrigated a little bit more space. Take another breath into the back of the body. Exhale. And then as you inhale, look forward to the front of your mat. We're going to ripple forward, take the belly to the floor. Hands stay underneath your shoulders or just alongside your chest. We press the toenails down into the floor and inhale, start to drag your chest forward. Low cobra. Good. So shoulders away from the ears. You don't have to come up high. Exhale, lower. Inhale again, draw yourself forward. Feel like it's the heart pulling forward. Lovely. Exhale, bend into the knees and press back, downward facing dog. Nice. Good. Oh, I like that. Grabbing the mat is a great technique. These mats are also quite new. So this guy, Ben, is holding the outside edges of the mat, which is a really great way to do it. So if your hands are slipping, I recommend that. I will always steal your ideas if you do something cool in my class, by the way. So, yes. All right. So what you want to do is have that strong connection to the floor through your hands, whether you've got your palm of your hand pressing or whether you're gripping the mat. That's cool. Bend into the knees, let the hips go back towards the back wall. And it's just another place to feel like your breath is nice and full. Okay, good. So take one more exhale, bend into the knees deeply. On the inhale, we'll look forward towards the hands and step the left and then the right foot forward and we'll land in a forward fold. So take the feet at least hip distance apart, basically so much that you can just feel comfortable, right? So I like to keep a bend in the knees when I'm folding here. I like to always find a soft place in the practice. So I keep promising dynamic movement. We're about to do it. Okay, good. All right, stay for an exhale. Then as you inhale, press the feet into the floor and arise. Arms all the way up towards the sky. Length through the waist. Exhale, dive forward again. Bend into the knees. Find softness. So make the movement as smooth as we notice the breath at the very beginning. Again, inhale all the way up towards the top. And then absolutely smoothly, it transitions straight away into an exhale and we fold all the way to the floor. So we feel this breath moving through us. Last time, feet to the floor, inhale, arms up. And this is it, Vinyasa Yoga. It's like it's the breath doing the movement. Arms reach up, palms face each other, bend into the knees. Now we're going to move down into Utkatasana, chair pose. So the heels are on the floor, good. The hips are nice and low. The tail is dropping, the belly gently lifting, and then the heart lifting up towards the sky. Yes. So here we stay for 3 more breaths, and it's a long hold on purpose because we want to start to feel a little bit of tension, a little bit of heat, a little bit of frustration, and know that each breath makes it new. So when you start to feel frustrated, take a breath in. May have happened a long time ago. Exhale to fold forward. And then release, right? So it's like tension, then release. Okay, take your hands onto your shins, find a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward one more time. It's the last time. Okay, press your feet down into the floor. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up towards the sky, and take your left knee with you. Cool. So it's like you've got it on puppet strings. Here we stand up really tall first, then if you like, you can draw the knee in towards your chest a little bit more actively using your hands. Right heel is nice and strong into the floor. Here we're going to bend into that right knee and place the left ankle across the right thigh. So we make like a figure 4 shape. And we want this foot to be super active. From here you can start to sit down, palms touching. So it's almost like, not too extremely, but the butt is sticking out just a wee bit. So you can feel that you're starting to get into the outer hip. We're going to target this area quite a lot today. We let the chest be open. Yes. Okay, sit down for 1 more breath until you can feel something. Then inhale, stand up, send your left heel back to the back of the mat. So we want it like 45 degrees. We're going to do what's called warrior 1. We hook, but with a variation, hook the thumbs and pull the arms up and back behind your ears. So we're stamping that back foot into the floor, the tailbone dropping, the belly lifting, and then we're letting our gaze come all the way up. There's this upward momentum up towards the sky. Lovely. Take a big breath in. Then from here, exhale, we plant both hands down onto the floor, downward facing dog. Okay, good. So you can feel the heat starting to rise. We're starting to move. From here, from this downward facing dog shape, hover your right foot and take it right up towards the sky. 3-legged dog. Exhale, we draw the knee in close towards the nose. Look forward, step the foot forward. Replace the right hand with the right foot. Smashing. Left heel stays down onto the floor. Okay, cool. So hands are going to be on the inside of that right foot. And then walk them off the outside edge of your mat. Good. So here we lean forward with the chest. Keep pressing into the outside edge of the left foot. And then sit your butt back again until you can feel something. Yeah. Cool. Your face showed me that that's working. Good. So here again, let the breath be soft. Let it be a way where you can start to connect what you feel in your legs, what you feel in other parts of your body, what you feel in your mind, and everywhere else. And the breath is a way to mitigate all of this through experience. Okay. Inhale, take your hands back around that right foot. Now stamp your right heel so strongly down into the earth, we're going to come all the way up and around warrior 2. So back heel down on the floor. Yeah. And that will help you be nice and grounded. Great. So a lot of this practice is about being strong in the legs, and that's kind of part of the thinking of what I did about coming in here for today, because it's, the first in-person practice. Not that we haven't been doing yoga for a wee bit online, but also I'm sure many of you have. But this strength of the legs is a way of us cultivating this like stability. So you'll notice I talk a lot. You'll notice that my interest in yoga is physical, but also what can it teach us about how to live in our life? Lean back a wee bit. Yeah. Okay, good. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Okay, fill your lungs with breath. Inhale. Maybe if you like, you can open your mouth. Exhale. Okay, bend into the knees. Bend, bend, bend deeply. Look forward. Inhale, right foot, then left. Steps to the front, forward fold. Press the feet down into the floor. Inhale, arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Press the feet down again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Utkatasana. 3 breaths. So 1. Good. Knees gently squeezed together. So feet rather than knees. Good. 2. Nice full breaths. 3, exhale to fold. Interlace your fingers behind your back this time and let the neck be soft and the shoulders soft and the shoulders and the elbows soft, everything soft. Bonus if you can let your belly rest on your thighs. So if you have your feet apart, that makes it a little bit easier, but you don't have to do it. Whatever makes it's going to make you feel more comfortable. Okay, smashing. Exhale, drop your hands down towards the floor. Inhale, hands to the shins, halfway lift. Practice opening up the front of the body. Exhale to fold. Good. Press the feet down. Inhale, arms all the way to the sky. Right knee in towards your chest. So we do all the same stuff on the other side. So here we can draw the knee back in towards the body. Give it a nice squeeze. Bend into left knee. Right ankle comes across the left thigh for this figure 4 shape. Cool. So when you're balancing, I like to get out of the way. Feel like your right hip can scoop back a little bit in space. Good. Cool. Find one point on the floor to look at. And guess what? If you look down, that's where you'll go. So look slightly in front. Nice. Amazing. Yeah, it's like secret. Really good. Okay, inhale, stand up. Exhale, kick your right foot back. Warrior 1. Warrior 1, think about it being momentum back in space, so that right heel's driving until you can even feel like your bum switch on. So Sophia, your hip's going to turn towards me. Yep, exactly. And then we hook the thumbs and pull the arms up and over. So I know that because of the way the feet are, your hips are going to want to turn this way, but we aim to turn them forward. And it's impossible for them to fully get forward. Some people can do it, but I sure as hell can't. What you want to do is just feel the legs squeezing together, and it creates a sense of strength. Take one more breath as the heart lifts up. Exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Lovely. Okay, let's take the left leg to the sky. Inhale. Good. Keep the hips square if you can. Exhale, knee to nose, round forward. Replace your left hand with your left foot. Right heel stays on the floor. Again, we walk the hands off. And then sit your seat back to the back of the mat as you let your weight come away from the hands. So here it's like the fingers are plugging into the earth. Maybe you can inhale to lift the chest just a little bit more. Feel how the lungs get filled up with breath. And then exhale, bow down to the earth. And feel the contrast between the strength in the legs and the softening and the yielding that you can achieve in the upper body. So soft in the upper body that you can feel that the lungs can welcome more breath in. Good. Inhale, walk your hands back around the left foot. So you're going to stamp that left heel into the floor. Feel very strong and resilient as you come up, warrior 2. Good. So we want these 2 feet to be equally strong, pressing away from each other. Nice. We fight for a 90-degree-ish angle in that front leg because it strengthens the leg muscles very much. Tailbone drops underneath. So feel like your pubic bone goes forward. Yes. And you can feel like the hip gets a bit more open. Yeah, exactly. There's loads of good stuff all about that. All right. So focus. Look to your left middle finger and feel like your gaze and your purpose are razor sharp. If you want your intention from the beginning to come true, feel now that the strength this warrior posture is going to achieve that. Stay for an exhale. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. So here's where you can stay. And in Vinyasa Yoga, we do this thing called up Vinyasa, which means we do like this. We inhale, come forward into a plank. So the legs are strong. Hips not drooping towards the floor, but nice and resilient. If you like, you can put your knees down onto the floor. Keep your chest nice and open. Amazing, Amy. Exhale, Chaturanga. You've been practicing with me, so you're very strong. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You already were. It's not just me. You already were. Good. Okay, lovely. Here, breathe in. Maybe with the mouth, breathe out. Know that an exhale at the mouth helps to release some of the heat a little bit. Bend into the knees nice and deep. Exhale. Use the inhale to step forward, left foot, and then right, forward fold. Press down into the floor, inhale, arms up, left knee in towards the chest, just like we did. Now this time we're going to bend into the right knee, but step the left foot behind, like a little curtsy. Oh, yes, very grateful, graceful, but also your butt is going to be like, hello. Inhale, step your left knee up in towards your chest, and exhale one more time. We're going to go for warrior one. This time the hands come behind you. Cool. So still we're looking for the back heel going back, the chest lifting. The hands draw down, and inhale to go up, 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 and then forward, right shoulder towards right knee, or as far as you can muster, right? So what we want to do is have the legs strong, and then the neck soft, and the throat soft, and the jaw soft, and the upper body soft. Stay for just a breath or two more. See if you can release something in the upper body. See if the strength that you have in the lower body can help you to achieve that. Okay, good. Inhale, draw the arms all the way up towards the sky. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Okay, take your heels super high, let your hips go really high. The legs are strong, the belly lifts. We start to make a wave shape as we come forward into a plank. In this plank, we're going to stay for 3 full breaths. So it's again one of those resilience and stamina postures. So we've got a little bend in the elbows, we've got the fingers gripping the mat. So not all the way down here, but just a tiny bit so we're not collapsing into the elbows. The heels are going back, chest is forward. Butt squeezes, yes. Take a breath in, take a breath out. One more. Okay, exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Good job. Inhale, have a cobra. And then exhale, maybe let's have a child's pose, just for a breath or two. Yeah. So here you might feel that the body is nice and warm and filled with breath. If this yoga class was a year, it's not, then this is high summer because it's the peak of energy. So we have a little pause in the midday sun and bask in the warmth of your body. You're alive. Yes. Damn good. So see if you can feel the breath full in your lungs. See if you can feel the smoothness of the transition from the inhale to the exhale. The more you can be present for this movement of the breath through your body, the more you can inhabit your life. You may have the idea that there's some sort of correct, smart way that we have to live. That's just people trying to trick you. In fact, the best thing that you can do is be completely present with what's happening. And then the secrets in your heart will tell you what to do. So even if it's me, don't let anyone tell you what you should be doing. This is my slightly older than you advice. Tell them all to buzz off. All right, stay for an exhale. Inhale, look forward. Come back into downward facing dog. So we come back, right, and we reestablish a strong position. Know that you can go forward, and know that each breath makes you new again. So take an inhale. Exhale. Bend into the knees, look forward, right foot and left, step forward to the front of the mat. Fold. Good, soften, bend into the knees, inhale, arms up, take the right knee in towards your chest. Exhale, we bend into the left knee, take your right foot behind, little curtsy, very nice. Inhale all the way up towards the sky, and then exhale, step back. We're doing warrior one again. So your hips are squaring to the front. Yes. Take the hands behind your back, and pull back. So you're aiming to square the hips, so that back leg should be straight as possible. This is driving you forward. So imagine, it's a warrior posture. It comes from martial arts, like Indian martial arts from the beginning of the 20th century. And it's like this, right? Actually, so that's where it should be comfortable. If you're like this, then you're not really going to be fighting off anyone. So pull the hands back, inhale, And then exhale, we're going to fold on the inside of that left knee. If you fight to square the hips, so your left hip will be pulling back towards the back of your mat, you'll feel more. Good. So we want to stay here. One of the things that we do here in the practice is we stay with the feeling of discomfort and intensity, and it makes us stronger in order to cope with the things we meet in life. So know that you're strong enough to do this. And then inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, plank pose. Straight away, inhale, plank pose. Yeah, plank, good, sorry. I said that, but it went so no, good. So, 3 breaths. 1. Look slightly in front. 2, good. Feel that you're big and expansive and strong. 3, inhale. Exhale, lower to the floor. Chaturanga, good. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, nice. A little bit more heat. Yet. Left leg to the sky, please. 3-legged dog. Exhale, we draw the knee forward towards the nose. Inhale, we reach it back up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow. See if you can touch it or get as close as you can. Inhale towards the sky. Exhale, left knee towards the nose. Inhale towards the sky. Last one. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow, and then put it on the floor beside your left wrist. Here, this left foot can go down exactly where it is, or if you have space, you can move it slightly towards the outer edge of the mat, but don't be too fanatical about it. Here, we want our right hip, so don't put the hip down on the floor maybe, or even just lift your knee and scoop the right hip forward. So we're fighting for our hips to be square to the front edge of the mat. They might not be, and they may never be. That's fine, but we're intending that. We're not wanting to be like this, but rather like this, eventually. Okay, so hands are going to be on the floor, and then inhale, push into your left ankle to lift up super high. Yeah, so you can use your hands on the floor or not, but feel what it feels like to be active. Fill the lungs with breath. Nice, super nice jeans man. Don't know your name, but you look good, good. Oh wait, so in fact, take that foot, not here, but here, yes. Good, now it's even better. Exhale to fold. You can use your elbows here. And we're wanting to let the left hip move back as much as possible. Nice. So you can go all the way down if you want to, but it's not a competition. I want you to be a place where you're going to feel stable and where you can maybe close the eyes and maybe be with yourself. One of the things that moves me about Easter is that I'm not, particularly Christian, but I really like the myth that there's rebirth, but in order to get to the rebirth, you have to descend into the underworld. And the Indian tradition has plenty of myths like this as well, of going into the forest and having to fight demons, and only after that can you come back and be the king and things like that. So you could think that this is here, us in the forest. So let your attention come into your body and notice what you feel. Can you be with whatever arises? Can you hold space for yourself? The breath is like a friend that's with you always and comforts you when you encounter something. So let your breath be smooth, welcoming, okay, let's have one more breath. Exhale, push your elbows into the floor or your hands to just come up just a little bit. And then we're going to replace the elbows with the palms of the hands. Tuck the back toes to lift the back knee. Then inhale, reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky, unraveling it for 3-legged dog. Exhale, we'll place the left foot down onto the floor and land the downward facing dog. 2 hands, 2 feet. Nice. The right leg is going to come up towards the sky. Inhale. Nice. And now a little bit of dynamicness. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Good. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Inhale towards the sky. And here we go. Right knee towards right elbow, and then place it onto the floor. We take this foot out towards the side. Your right knee aiming towards the right edge of the mat, and then we can sit down. So again, you can use your tuck of the back toe to shift your left hip forward a little bit. Know that the two sides won't be identical. That's life. But press into your right ankle now to lift. Exactly. So we do both, right? There's no right or wrong way, but we want to feel that we can achieve both an active shape and a passive shape too. So fill your lungs up. Think that it's a pigeon, you know. That's the name. And then exhale, we fold. Elbows or maybe head, whatever you like, can come down towards the floor. If you notice that your mind wants to wander as soon as we stop moving in such a pacey way, can you know the fact that even though the body is still, the breath is always moving inside? So there's always something to pay attention to. You might notice that if you stay with the sensations in your body and let your breath softly move through them, just that very intention might make things soften. One more exhale will stay. The base of the exhale helps you start to gather your momentum for lifting as we plant the hands down onto the floor. And here's where we're going to start arising out of these steps. Lift the back knee, right knee all the way to the sky, three-legged. And then exhale, place the foot on the floor. Here we'll come forward into a plank, start to move through. So we've done cobra up until now. Here, if you like, we can actually just lower halfway. So I'll show on the knees if that's what you'd like to do. Lower halfway, and then we have feet and hands only, pressing so strongly into the feet so you can start to lift forward into upward facing dog. Think about the chest coming through the arm bones, legs strong. Beautiful. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Okay, let's go. Right leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, step forward to the front of the mat. Now stay here. Take your left hand down. It can be your fingertips. The right hand is going to turn all the way towards the sky. Open, twist. Right hip still hooking back. Left heel still pressing back. Chest opening and right lung filling up with breath. This is us starting to lift up and out from the darkness with what we've learned. Exhale, place your right hand down onto the floor and then drive your heel down to inhale, lift up. So now we're on the ball of the back foot, which is a little bit more precarious than that warrior one position, but we've got it because we're strong. We've learned what we learned in the darkness. We can lift the chest up in towards the sky. Nice. Exhale, join the palms together and draw the hands down in front of your chest. Now, we have a couple of options. You can stay here like this. You might want to step your back foot in if it's really far away. Stay like this, or if you like, you can start to bend into the right knee and send your chest forward. Maybe your back leg will lift. If you like, you can take the hands to the floor. Nice. Think that the chest is reaching forward. Good. So you counterbalance the weight of your legs using the broadness of your chest. Amazing. One more big breath in, makes you really tall. Then exhale, everyone's hands are going to come to the floor. Bend into your right knee to let your left leg come all the way towards the sky, standing splits. Nice. So your right hip is wanting to scoot back in space so that we can have square hips, right? Just a little bit. The legs are strong again, and again the neck and the head and the torso dangle to the floor. Take one more breath in, and then exhale, take your left foot down to meet the right, and fold and bow This is us almost at the end. So we've got one more side to do, and then we're going to get very close to the floor. Feel free to breathe out through the mouth again. Good. Find a halfway lift, hands to the shins, and then exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Lovely. Left leg to the sky, please. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Take it forward. Step between the hands. Right hand down. Left hand up. Open twist. Yep. To the windows. To the windows. Cool. So your hips here are like a boundary, you know, you're scooping that left hip back, but then even despite these very precarious and long legs, we're twisting all the way around with the chest, letting the breath fill up the left lung, starting to come up and out. Exhale, left hand to the floor, drive the left heel down, and then inhale, high lunge. So on my little lesson plan here, I've got a big moon. Full moon is going to be on Friday or Saturday, I think. Think that giant full moon is right behind you so you can get so open with your chest, strength through the legs. So this is the last dynamic posture. Inhale, apart from leaning forward, which we're about to do. Exhale, hands to the floor, hands in front of you, sorry. Take a forward chest. Oh dear. Literally all yoga teachers make mistakes like that. They're like, this is the last plank we're going to do. And it's never is. Okay, make your collarbones broad. Elbows broad helps with that. Good, sorry, all my cueing is making you fall over, but you've got it. Okay. So maybe you can reach your arms forward or you can keep them at your chest if you like. But finally, we're going to take the hands all the way to the floor. Right leg reaches to the sky, standing splits. So standing split doesn't mean that your legs have to be a straight line. Instagram has cheated us into believing that that is what we should be aiming for. It's more like your leg is reaching away from your head, and that's all. Wherever it goes for you. So let your head be soft down towards the floor. Maybe take one more breath as your right leg reaches up. And then exhale, place it down onto the floor, fold. Good. All right, so options to stay exactly as you are, or we can do one last vinyasa. If you'd like to do a vinyasa, we'll find a halfway lift. Or you can come into downward facing dog and pause there. That's totally cool. Let's all go into downward facing dog first. And if you like, you can stay here or you can come into child's pose. Literally, you can do whatever you want. But if you'd like to do a vinyasa, then here we go. Plank. Exhale, chaturanga, chest open. Good. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Yes. Knees to the floor. Child's pose. Palms face up. Yield into the floor. Now we have the well-deserved rest. So you can feel how your heart thumps. You can feel how your breath is so alive. What's nice about the breath and the heart rate is that they shift to support whatever we're doing. They've got you. They're here for you, always. You can feel that very aliveness moving through you all the time. So for one last time, we're going to rise up. Take the hands back towards the knees. First of all, take the hands behind you, fingers face towards your feet. Press the toes down into the floor. Maybe a wee bend in the elbows so the shoulders can roll back. And as you press your feet, we're just going to lift like a straight line from knees to hips to shoulders. Think about your knees going down and forward into the floor. You'll feel the quads. Let the collarbones be broad. Take just a big breath in. Okay, slowly exhale, let your hips come down towards your heels. And then we can walk the hands back forward towards you. This time we're going to press the feet so that the shins are on the floor. And we're going to come into this Ustrasana camel pose in a couple of passes so that you have options, right? Because maybe you want to go back, maybe not. Main thing is that we don't just, like, without thinking about it, without feeling it, because it's not really great for the sacrum and things like that. And if you want to have resilience and longevity in your practice, then you want to do it well the whole time. So the hands come onto the low back, press the shins down into the floor so you can feel the hamstrings, you can feel the quads, and squeeze the knees together. If you had blocks, you would squeeze a block. So you can imagine a block between your legs. Then feel like you draw your chest up. So we practice this a lot in your lungs, in the lunges. So don't look up yet, look just in front of you. And feel like the squeezing of your legs lets you get taller. The breath into your lungs lets you get taller. Feel like you can use this posture to drive more breath deep into your body. Take a really big breath in, and then exhale to sit down on your heels. How tantalizing. So there we go, that's version 1. We pause. The second one, we can just go again, start to lift up. Then you can maybe look back up, but think that your neck is really long. Feel like your chest goes up. So the name backbend is very deceptive because actually we want to think about lengthening the front, but also the back. Take one more breath in here, and then exhale, start to lower. Okay, for the last one, here we'll tuck the toes underneath. You'll notice that the heels are a bit higher, easier to catch. Same thing though, we want to press the knees down into the floor. It's a little bit harder to get the shin action, but now you know what it is. You can feel the legs going together. Hands come to the low back, remind you to be spacious. Go up, 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 up. And if you feel like you're strong here, feel like you've got space in the front of the hips, you can reach up with the chest so much that maybe the hands can come back for the heels. Good. So if you need to go backwards in order to get it, then let your hips go forward again. Nice. Good choices. Lovely. Feel that you can be in a place where the breath can be as full as possible. That's the aim of the game here. Okay, just one more. And then exhale, chin in towards your chest. Come back to sit on the heels. Turn the palms to face up and close your eyes. Feel the sparkling on the surface of the skin. Savor the aftertaste of moving your body with intention and focus and integrating your physical muscles and bones and tissues with your senses and your breath and your intention. Here you are, totally in the state of what they call yoga. Slowly here, we're going to take the belly down towards the thighs, fold into a child's pose. If you like, you can let your hips sway left to right a little bit. It might feel nice to lengthen out the low back after what we just did, but we're going to do it in some other postures here on the floor. Look forward and take your hands to the front. We'll come to lie down on the belly, but just take the hands underneath the forehead. Bend into the knees and let the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Here the feet go left and right. Finally, we'll roll over onto the back. Place the soles of the feet down onto the floor and feel that your low back meets the earth. Draw the left knee in towards your chest, give it a squeeze. Feel like your tailbone can lengthen down towards your right heel. So just soften the shoulders, let the jaw be soft. We're encouraging the body now to yield and soften after everything that we've just done. And we want our nervous system to kind of come back to a calm place. So if you notice your breath still quite active, see if you can encourage it to be softer in a gentle manner. Let's extend the right leg towards the foot of your mat. And then using your right hand, guide your left knee over towards the right. The aim is not to take the knee directly to the floor. You don't have to do that, especially if it doesn't feel good. See if your left shoulder can stay on the floor, left hand reaching out as much as you have space for. A bend in the elbow is totally cool for this as well. And maybe you could gaze to your left hand. Or if that's uncomfortable, you can look up towards the ceiling. What we want to do here is we created various tension in order to do the postures that we were doing. And, explore effort and challenge ourselves in a certain way. So now with compassion, we want to let the body soften a little bit. So again, with that same presence of attention and of loving awareness, see if you can feel any parts in your body that feel tighter. And see if you can allow your breath to soothe them, to soften. It's an intention of letting go. As you inhale, take the left knee back into the center and give it a squeeze. Place the sole of the foot down onto the floor, and then we'll take the right knee in towards the chest. Just the right knee, yeah, because we're going to do the twist on the other side. So let the knee come in towards the chest first. Let your tail drop towards your heel. Your left heel, and then the left leg will extend, and the right knee comes over towards the left as your right hand opens towards the right. So it's a gentle twist. If you want to do anything, you could feel like your right shoulder is heavy and feel like your breath can pour more into that right lung. More and more, the gravity of the floor is calling us to unravel and soften. Inhale, draw your right knee back in towards the center, give it a squeeze. And maybe both knees can come in and you can rock side to side a little bit. Okay, finally, a couple of options for this lying down position. You can either extend your legs to the outside edge of the mat, like this Shavasana shape that we're familiar with, or you can take the soles of the feet to the floor, let your knees knock in if that feels good, or you can do the exact opposite and take the soles of the feet together and let the knees go out, depending on what you feel like would be comfortable for you. Know that you can switch halfway if you make a choice that you don't think you want to do. Most important thing is that you choose something where you feel like you can relinquish your body into the floor, because you've done all the effort now. The name of the game is just enjoying and softening. So for the last few moments, as we rest on the floor, can you come back again to the breath and not forcing the breath or even encouraging or coercing the breath to be in a certain shape, but just allowing the breath to find its rhythm and observing. Like there are waves in the ocean and you're surfing. letting the beautiful cycles of breath just move through you in the most organic way. Slowly let your breath start to get deeper again. If your soles of your feet are together, close the knees and extend the legs long. We'll just stay here for a little minute. We're about to come back. We have this lovely rest at the end of the practice. And I don't know if it was long enough, but the idea is to stay there long enough until you feel like, oh, I want to just stay. But then you have to come back because we are in the world. We're alive here. But we take what we learned from the whole practice that we did today, from our lovely rest, which hopefully helped us integrate it a little bit, and take it away into the world. So as you let your breath get deeper again, see if you can feel into your body. Feel the cells of your body. Feel your fingertips moving and your toes. Maybe if you like, you can turn your head left and right. Slowly start to bend into your knees and now draw them in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. And then we'll roll over to the right hand side. Here you allow yourself to settle. And if there's anything else you'd like to leave on the mat, leave behind, then this is the time to do it. Finally, we use the hands to press back up to sit. And we'll join the palms. Traditionally, we close the practice with the sound of Om. If you don't feel comfortable making sound, then you don't have to. You can listen. Or you can think it silently. That's all good. But all together, we'll take a breath in. And all together, we'll exhale out the mouth. Inhale once more. Shanti. Thank you, my friends. Amazing job. Beautiful practicing with you. Do you feel good? Yes. Hey! Fantastic. Great. Fantastic. Well, have a wonderful weekend evening. And the only thing that we have to say is, I guess we'll work out which room we're in. The other one. Okay. Oh, yeah, for sure.